Opportunities are going to be uncomfortable. I'm talking, this is as small as something as leaving your house when you work from home and going to a coffee shop. You're going to have to pack your food. You're going to have to buy coffee to use their Wi-Fi. You're going to have to set up. Yeah, it's going to be a little uncomfortable. But then you come and the vibe is just perfect and you find a new amazing spot and you have a big rectangular table to work at and the espresso just hits so good and the vibes are there. And you have such a good day, and that wouldn't have happened if you didn't go a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And then this is all the way to bigger things, like when an opportunity comes up to go dive in the neutral buoyancy lab, and on the order of 3 weeks, you got to get all your tests done, learn how to swim to pass their swim test. And you know, you have no time to get it through your insurance. You got to get all those medical tests done out of pocket. Or it's Monday night and your EMT instructor tells you that tomorrow, Tuesday, all day, there's an opportunity to help out the flight paramedics with their quarterly training. And he's like, this opportunity's pretty cool. Might be worth making it happen. And you got 5 meetings the next day. You move them all. Boom, you're free. And you go and you meet people that you can network with in the medical space. And you have such a cool, insane experience being strapped to a hospital gurney, taken down through the lobby outside and loaded up into a literal ambulance so that the flight paramedics can practice this procedure. And what I'm saying is, habits are beautiful. I have my workout routine, my morning routine. I got my foods that I eat. I got my things in place. But you know what? The coolest things in my life have always been when I've had to go outside of my day-to-day, outside of my norm to make something happen. Because nothing easy is worth it. Like, it's worth it because it's hard. It's worth it because you gotta allocate resources in terms of time and sometimes financially to make it happen. As humans, we're creatures of comfort. And I mean, rightly so. In the past, we're literally fighting for our lives every single day, just trying to survive, trying to find a mate, food, water, and some social connection and some shelter. And nowadays, we have so much more opportunity and our existence is expanded past just those basic needs. And now we get to just experience everything in this life. And there's certain key moments I've noticed in my life where I have had to act quick on an opportunity. One of the keys is recognizing what those unique opportunities are that you really need to shell out either a bunch of time or a bunch of money or both in several cases to make happen because it's worth it. Well, how do you know if it's worth it? You go back to my very first episode of the most important thing you can do is find a pursuit, and it's about looking what that eventual end goal is, what the final goal is, and then you work backwards. And then if you see an opportunity, if you see something that is a stepping stone to that end goal that you have, like, you gotta act on it. And let me tell you, it's not going to be convenient. When I had that opportunity to help with the flight paramedic training, I got the text Monday night. I stayed up working probably till like 10-ish p.m., woke up at 5, worked until 7, was there all day, came home and worked until I fulfilled my 8 hours for the day. When I got the chance to go dive, I left work. I was like, this is when I was still working in person. I'm like, I'm going to have to figure out how to make up these hours. I don't know, but I have to take advantage of this opportunity. I went all over Houston getting chest x-rays, testing my hearing, testing my vision, getting blood tests so that the NBL doctor could sign me off that I was fit for diving. And then I also had to learn how to swim because, I mean, I can swim, I can get myself afloat, but I had to make a certain time. And the first time I practiced it, I did not get within the time. So before work, after work, I would go in the pool and I would swim and I would send videos to my tennis coach who became a triathlon coach for tips on my form. And I would watch YouTube videos that I would literally type into Google, how to swim. And I think it's all about being the driver of your life and not letting just life happen to you. You can choose to see life as a series of things that are happening to us, like, versus thinking, I am making my life happen. I'm making this thing happen, making that thing happen, and I'm the driver, and I'm not just... you are riding the wave of life. You're riding the ups and downs, but you are making deliberate actions in your life that set you on the course for what you want to really achieve. And I think this takes a lot of reflection to think about what is it you actually want to achieve. And again, I would redirect you to my first episode where I talk about how to find what that is. When we get too comfortable, we stagnate. We stop growing. And maybe even just like muscles, we start to atrophy if we don't use them. So in the same way, if you go to undergrad, you get your degree, and that was your goal, that's a great goal. I mean, that's the goal I want for my kids to have. That's the goal that I had growing up. Okay, let's say you achieve that. And then what? And then what? I think a lot of people in their late 20s after they've graduated college, they've worked so hard to get their full-time job. They have a great objectively successful, comfortable life, and they achieved what they wanted. But I keep hearing from people, they're like, what now? What now? And that's the purpose of that was the catalyst for so many of these ideas, was just this pursuit. That I think happiness comes from pursuit. And what I'm talking about here is, along the way to that pursuit, it's going to be uncomfortable. To take advantage of those opportunities that align with your pursuits is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to take allocation of resources in terms of time and money. And money we can always make back, but time we cannot make back, and that is so valuable. So one of my pieces of advice is look for those times when you got to go out of your comfort zone and maybe shell out a couple $100 or a couple hours, and know that you'll figure it out afterwards to make something really cool happen when the opportunity comes. That also means saying no to some opportunities that don't align with your greater vision. Like, you don't need to be hanging out with people every single weekend. Take some time for yourself to study something, to learn something, to honestly to just be bored, to just let your mind wander. Like, don't use distractions. Don't distract yourself from your life. Think about what is it actually you want to be able to look back on and say that you've done. Anything in life is going to cost us time or money. You think about the ways that, if you do have financial freedom, the ways that you can use the money to save you time, so that you can use that time in ways that truly fulfill you.